What was that? Have fun, don't crash. Oh no, don't do that. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Slight. Today we have an opportunity to take out the 2025 Honda Rebel 1100. Now, it is a manual, not the DCT, but this is the upgrade, right? So they've changed a bunch of things to it. I have it running just because I want it warmed up. It is very, very new. There's less than 300 kilometers on it. So we're not going to be beating on it or anything because you got to break them in, right? The only things that he's done so far is the Corbin Gunfighter seat. He has the Two Brothers Racing exhaust. Now, I do like the look of it, and the sound of it is disgustingly good. Like, it's so nice. The carbon fiber is a nice touch. He also did do the accessory, the rack, and the side bag holders. Other OEM accessories that he's done is the little fairing that he has there, and he also has the heated grips. So that is also another nice add-on. And then, of course, the tank covers and the knee pads. Pretty much the difference between this one and the previous years is you get a new dash. It's a little bit nicer, in my opinion. Again, a lot of people, either you like it or you don't. I personally like it. I think it's actually pretty nice. Another thing is, if you're aware of it, the original Rebel 1100 only had 2 bolts. There's like 2 here, right? There's 3 on this now. And they're slightly forward. They're not actually a forward control. It is a slightly forward mid. Forward controls would be right where the shifter is, essentially. But mids typically were about here. It's a little bit in between. Whether or not you like that or not, I'm more of a fan of mid controls. Now, I've also been taking this around, like in and out of the shop, and I'll be honest, it's a very comfortable position. It's very similar to the mid controls on the like the Lowrider ST or the Lowrider S, that type of setup. So it is a sportier feel, so you don't lose that as far as the mids, but it does give you a little bit more leg room. Let's throw a leg over this and we'll test it out and stuff like that. We do have a bunch of stuff coming for this bike specifically, from suspension upgrades to crash bars to center stands, all kinds of stuff, right? So we are going to do a nice little test drive on this. We are going to set it up just to kind of give you basically controls and stuff like that. I will have a separate video on the gauge cluster specifically, but we're going to go through just some of the actual setups. Again, heated grips here. That's your mode, right? So whatever mode you want to go into, so rain mode, sport mode, that type of stuff. We are going to go to the standard mode to start with. Then you have your flash to pass, which is up here. You have your horn, right? Your signals, so left, right, and push to cancel. Change here is where the cruise control used to be all on the one side. Now this is your set and stuff on this side now. They did change the setup of how the start works. But again, we'll close it off right now. It is still just a push here, prime, start. So same, you got your cruise control here, and then this is your 4-ways, so push in and then pull back to cancel. So it is actually pretty nice. Cruise control is pretty straightforward. It's very simple as far as that goes. Again, gauge cluster, we will actually do a separate video specifically on that because there's a little bit more involved with that. Yeah. So again, foot controls, it's very comfortable. I do like the actual setup. But anyways, let's take it out for a rip. I guess we got to put it in first, eh? The throttle is still glitchy. The typical 1100 glitchiness, and that comes from the throttle by wire. It is something you will get used to, but it does take a second. This exhaust is actually pretty loud. One of the best part of the 1100 is there's power when you need it, but you don't have to be revving it out, right? The front fairing's actually doing a pretty good job as well. It does have like some hiccup and stuff like that. It is obviously because of the tune that's not ready for this exhaust. But as far as the riding position, I actually like it better. Now, when I first seen this, that was one of the things that I thought that, like, oh, what are you doing, Honda? Why are you moving it forward? Like, it was fine. I mean, minus, of course, people that are not vertically challenged like myself. But the biggest problem that I ended up having with that is I don't like forward controls. I understand them, but I just don't like them. I like a more sporty feel. And I mean, having them slightly forward like they are right here does not sacrifice in that. Like, if I need to stand up, I stand up. Like, it's you can put weight to it. And of course, this guy doesn't know how to drive. Good girl. I was very worried that it would remove it. So, like, I haven't really kept this in the dark at all, but I've been looking at upgrading, but I want to hit that 100,000 K mark first. And the 1100 is one of the ones that I'm looking at. I've had a lot of experience with the 1100, and I do like the feel. I like the ride. I'm not too crazy about the throttle twitchiness, but again, with a tune, you can fix that. And again, once you're riding, it's perfectly fine. You're not actually feeling that. It's really not that big of a deal. A lot of people complain about it. It's not that big of a deal. If you're experienced enough with a bike, you will be perfectly fine with that. A new rider coming into this, again, you can limit it, you can bring it down to a rain mode, which essentially makes it into kind of like the 500. I haven't actually been down this way. They just opened this up, so we're exploring together. Pop, 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 pop. I love the sound of this exhaust. That's one thing that the 1100 does have that I love. The exhaust note is it's really nice. I think, what is it, a 270 crank? I can't remember, but it just sounds great. But I'm getting distracted. So as far as the new rider and stuff like that, you can ride in the 500 mode, essentially rain mode, and it'd be perfectly fine, right? You are comfortable. You can still put it into sport when you're not used to it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I've said this before on my other 1100 videos, it gives you room to grow. The differences are enough, but it's not crazy, if that makes sense. It doesn't make it a completely different bike, but it does actually have a different feel to it, because it kind of opens you up a little bit. Just that little difference. You could probably get away with not having to do forward controls if you were, like, I mean, even 6 foot tall, you're probably okay. Like, I'm comfortable. I have lots of room, but again, I'm 5'6". Like, forward controls would be essentially like up here, right? And I mean, it's enough difference, so it does give you an option if you do want to do forward controls, you can actually do that. But I think this is going to remove some of the necessity to people wanting to immediately throw forward controls on. So really cool idea, a really good upgrade or change that Honda did. Again, like I said, I originally was kind of like, why'd you do that? But I get it. It's very comfortable. And I'll be honest, like, even the way it is, like, I think the bars are slightly different as well. It might be, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at it. But now it could also be the seat has lifted me up a little bit as well. I don't think I'd need to actually change anything as far as like the setup like immediately. But if I ended up having this, I'd be changing a bunch of stuff. But so the gauge cluster itself, very easy to read. A lot of information here. Fuel, gives you gear. Let's change the mode. We're not going to put it in sport mode because I'm not going to beat it up or whatever. Let's go to sport, rain. let's go to user. I don't know whether or not he's done anything with it, but and to see that, you can switch this, and that will kind of show you. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, this is a pretty comfortable bike, man. They did a really good job upgrading. They did the same thing with the 500. They did change a bunch of things too. Even the way the bars are. So the 1100 has always been like this, but it's like the 1 inch to 3/4. So down here it's 3/4. So it does kind of limit bars and stuff like that, but the OEM mirrors itself, I'm not really a fan. I'd probably do bar ends myself, but again, not a big deal. Now, as far as OEM seat, apparently, now he does not have it with him, but apparently it's no better than what it was before. So I wouldn't expect it to be. I don't think they've changed anything. Or let's be honest, most people are replacing the seat anyways, right? So yeah, like I said, silky smooth though. It is so smooth riding this bike. It really makes me want to upgrade. But have to hit 100K. I mean, if you do have an opportunity to take the 25 out, and you do have the 1100, I would be curious of your thoughts. So if you do actually have that, put your comments and stuff in the description, because I'd be interested to see what your opinion is on that. I mean, I've been on quite a few different bikes. The earlier, like 21 to 24 has been a pretty good bike already, but these little tiny upgrades that they've done, I think makes this bike just that much more comfortable. And I mean, it just shows that they're listening, right? So a huge thanks to Alexander, because I mean, this is his bike and he let me take this out for a nice little rip to see the before stages, because there's a lot that he wants me to do. So he's gonna have this bike back, and it's gonna be a different bike to him anyway. So some of the stuff that he wants done to this, they're all like high ticket items, but like really good upgrades, right? So it's the same problem that I'm gonna have when I buy mine, assuming I go that route, but I'm pretty sure I will be. The first thing he wants to do is like suspension. And I mean, I'll be honest, it's not a bad suspension from stock. Like, it's not great, but it's a lot better than the 500, if that makes sense. It does have that glitchiness though at that thing, so that's one thing I wish that they did. There's like a little spot, like, I don't know, right there. That is the actual spot where your throttle's going, but there's like a dead spot in that throttle. Oh, another key thing that he did was this little foot peg, I guess, the adapter, because again, they are very small, and heat, asphalt, it goes right through. Comfort, they've hit the nail on the head. They've done a fantastic job. I'm actually impressed with it. I originally, like I said, didn't think it'd be a good idea. I like it. I mean, it works. And honestly, with that position, with that shift position, I didn't originally like the peg. They're comfortable now. I don't know whether or not I'm just getting used to it, but they do work with this. Huge thanks to the Patreon supporters. You guys help the channel out quite a lot, actually. Thank you very much. If you do want, you can pick up a shirt or hat or whatever, apparel, I guess, in the shop. That will be in the description. So the first two links will be the Patreon. It will also be the shop. Again, if you guys want to support the channel and grab some stuff, that's perfect. Secondly, a huge thanks to Alexander. It's very nice for you to let me take this for a rip. I love it. I can't wait for mine. Anyways, if you do like this channel, if you like this content, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and until next time, guys.